What's up, guys? Today's video is going to be a comparison video between 1 and 6, okay? So, obviously, SP1 is not going to be very similar to an SX1, so subtypes do matter, but I'm going to be kind of talking generally um, between both of those fucking types, mentioning some, qualities between SO6 and SO1, and overall some of the trends. So now, the fucking most important thing, a huge distinction between both types, really that's telling, I would say, is where they're placed. One's being a gut type, obviously repressing that anger, having those difficulties with that anger, right? So it's actually often regarded as the most angry type. They struggle with anger the most. It's always there. They're always trying to have a grasp on it and always staying in control. So that's another thing that is going to be seen with ones that I've experienced. I've seen myself is that there is a huge, and that's a distinction between 1 and 8, is a huge focus on self-control, on this rigidity and this structure, right? So self-control is going to be huge. But again, very angry type, especially sexual one is going to be an extremely angry variation of this. So as a gut type, and sixes are a head type, and that's going to make a huge difference because as a gut type, you're not going to be spending so much time figuring shit out, spending hours and hours trying to doubt yourself and trying to always feeling uncertain about your beliefs or structures, kind of really being hyperlogical individuals who's trying to rationalize everything, because that's really the job of a head type. Sevens have a similar fucking problem, rationalize everything, even though they're seemingly like very spontaneous people. So that is going to be present, and this head typeness against the gut type nature of one is going to make a difference in how they approach decision making, how they approach the truth, for example. So once as a gut type, they trust their gut to kind of tell them what the truth is. They know the truth. It's inherent in them. So there is almost this inherent knowing of the light itself. They're enlightened. They already fucking know the way. So think about it this way. Ones know the way. They are the people who know the way. Sixes know. Sixes as a type that needs to rely on other people in the case of SP6 for security and being more passive, and SO6 as trying to rely on systems, on beliefs, on logic and rationality, and SX6 is trying to still focusing on those systems, but trying to also fight off the authority and fear against it. So either way, they all need to cling to something, either morality, it doesn't matter if it's accountophobic or not, they still cling to something. So they have this external source that is telling them. They need that for the security purposes. Ones don't. Ones are not concerned about security. They're not. They're their own compass. They're their own kind of truth compass, and that is kind of a huge difference. And because of again being a head type, being a gut type, it comes natural to them. They don't spend hours trying to figure it out. They don't need to spend hours trying to poke holes in logic just to make sure they're not wrong, making sure they're not wrong, and that's kind of what makes sixes easier to deal with at times, even when it comes to logical issues, is that sixes allow a lot of space for being wrong because of that constant doubting, and that can be annoying to deal with. But because of that constant doubting, it's easier to kind of get through them, because there's always they tend to want to rationalize things and rationalize everything. So there's oftentimes can be a focus on logic. We often say that sixes are actually even more intellectual than fives. So that's something to consider. But yeah, this rationalize trying to rationalize everything, and that this kind of attitude with ones, it's you're not gonna move them. They're not gonna sit there and fucking doubt themselves. They're not gonna kind of like wonder or hope, maybe you're right, maybe I'm wrong with my thinking process. Maybe I make mistakes. Oh my god, yeah, fear, insecurity, and okay, that gives you space to convince this person. That gives you space to kind of, maybe move them towards your side a little bit. With once, it's unmovable. Nope, I know the way. You're wrong. Nope, nope, nope. Get the fuck on the floor. 20 push-ups. Nope, I don't care. Nope. It doesn't matter. They're not gonna like fucking start now doubting themselves. Because of this certainty, there will be very hard to move. Okay? So this with once comes, as I said, certainty, an internal belief that they know the truth. Internal belief that they know the way, they will guide you. So in a sense, when sixes want to rely on something else to give them that security, that sense of belonging, sense of purpose, sense that everything's gonna be okay, that they can trust the world around them. Not the case with fucking ones. Not the case with ones. A one is gonna be much more assertive than a six. Okay. So this assertive nature can almost seem like a eight core. Oftentimes we see in media on the characters and people, we've seen many one cores think they're eights because there's this anger, the suppression of anger. It's this resentful nature of it and this criticality, which people might confuse with eight core, right? But the truth is they're really not similar. One and eight are extremely different. So this assertiveness as this almost dominance is going to be seen in also with ones. So those two qualities are present in both 1 and 8. So this dominance, um, tendency to control, now that's where it kind of differs, but 8s do, ones do kind of are actually the archetypal control freak person who wants to micromanage oftentimes the environment to their own will. Okay. So that is something to remember, guys. So this dominance, this assertiveness is not going to be really present with the more doubtful and insecure 6, regardless of the subtype. It doesn't really matter. So remember that. Ones are just, their fucking volition is extremely high. It doesn't matter what subtype you are. Their volition is going to be very high, and they will feel sure of themselves. There's this inherent, feeling of certainty that they have with themselves when it comes to the truth. So that's kind of one of the big ones, and we see many sixes, like SO6s, especially because again, type that depends on the subtype, but SO6s rely on religion. I mean, come on, you can, like the Nazi Germany, in those Nazi Germany times. Well, who do you think many of those people were? Like those followers who just ate up the ideology. Those were a prime example of an SO6 literally being brainwashed and following their duty and their responsibility, because that's what they were. This is our duty, we need to do that, and following that external authority to give them guidance and give them and show them what the truth is, and they will, oh, we have been shown the truth, this ideology is the truth, so they will fight for it. Ones don't have that. Ones don't like, oh, this is the truth because it's some external fucking source. It's no. It's not gonna be that way. Again, it's way more internal. With ones, they have the answer and they can execute it. They can make it happen. So there's almost this, oftentimes, being way more action oriented. We're more action focused individual, way more active when it comes to, and proactive. That tend to be again type ones rather than sixes. There's again a gut type. There's this activity that's going to be present with ones. So, as again the example of the fucking neo-Nazis, not neo-Nazis, I mean Nazi Germany, that is peak SO6, and once that ideology is gone, they latch on to something else because again we need security, right? We need something else to rely on, some another thing. So SO6s in particular tend to, again, oftentimes be the ones who are hyperlogical. very logical, and but again, they're so logical that they're always so focused on rationalizing everything and following something, either the morality given by someone else, laws by someone else. So that's the subtype that might seem this most similar to ones. But again, I've given you enough like ways to differentiate them. Okay, so that's one of the main reasons, honestly, like big ones. So guys, remember, one's gut type, sixes head type. Ones have an inherent belief that they know the way and they will guide you to it. Strong self-confidence, dominance, and assertiveness are present in ones. Sixes have a very shaky foundation of their core. Their whole core is very shaken up easily. If you haven't seen sixes, it doesn't matter what subtype they are, they always fucking think and over rationalize everything. Okay? It is not done on instinct or an impulse or a gut reaction. And with gut reaction comes security, and with gut reactions comes ultimate confidence. Because again, you just are completely in sync with it, with your decisions in the moment. So with sixes, no, there's gonna be this doubtful nature. There's gonna be this insecurity with their logic, with their thinking. Maybe they're making a mistake. Maybe they're wrong. Again, relying on something else to provide them that security, that confidence. Once the fucking confidence, they don't need that shit. So that's gonna be the video for today. Actually, fuck no. Why the fuck did I just say that, guys? I'm tired, honestly. I wasn't really expecting to make this video this late, but fuck it. So gut type, yes. Assertiveness, yes. Um, Ones being having extremely good volition. Sixes less so. Ones being very active, very oftentimes physical people who do struggle with anger and repress it. Sixes, even SO6s can be quite detached from the sensations. So again, less physical and less active. So that's all gonna come into play. Now, SP6 is completely different. It's unlikely you'd confuse it with a one core. SX6. Mm, Not as likely to confuse with a one core. Again, SO6 is the one, but with a sexual 6, you don't see many of the uh, traits of, hey, this is the truth, I know the way, and this complete assertiveness and complete confidence in it. Now, obviously, we also know this criticality that ones have, this very critical nature. What is right? How you're supposed to do it? So very critical individuals, but and obviously perfectionism, right? This is something that we all associate with ones. So this perfectionism, again, having a certain set standard by themselves that either they want to portray to other people, they want to show others that they're the example you are supposed to fucking follow. Okay, again, they're the example. They don't need you to show them, they will show you. So again, that kind of mentality. And also, some subtypes of ones want to reform the other person. So they know those standards, these perfectionistic standards and ideals, and they want to almost push it on someone else. I'll perfect you. You will fit my standards of perfection. And this idea, this kind of attitude over this in particular is a very sexual one. If you watched a movie, it's called Whiplash. Guys, if you want to learn more about ones, sexual ones, I think this guy is a sexual one. Okay, like if he's not sexual one, I really don't fucking know who is. Like straight up. So you want to learn more about one course, watch Whiplash, and you'll see this dominance, this anger, rage, in this case with a sexual one. It's expressed freely more so than others, not as eight core, but again more expressive of anger and perfectionism. Absolute fucking perfectionism. So that is also going to be visible with one course. Okay, this perfectionistic desire either for self, reaching a certain level, wanting to maintain it for myself, or either be an example for someone. This is the way, I know the truth. or again perfecting others, okay, to fit your standards. So that's again really pretty simple. So that's it for today, guys. Obviously feel free to comment, engage in discussions, and by the way, as you can all see, I mean the channel is looking fucking fly. The channel is looking really good. We have a new banner and a new PFP. So the banner was made by my friend, um, and he has also been helping me with shorts. Okay, so shout out to him. He likes to be kind of low key, like he's an SLI, Ninecore, my favorite type. But again, he's just kind of minding his own business. But again, good job to him. That's a fucking. I love the fucking banner. I love the banner. So we're here to stay, and let's hit 600 subscribers. I'm fucking tired. I'm gonna fall asleep. But yeah, bye.